The total budget allocation for the 2013-2014 financial year is as presented by Finance Minister Maria Chwanka is projected at over 13 trillion shillings with locally generated revenue contributing 81%. This is the highest Uganda has ever gone in meeting her budgetary needs. The recent withdrawal of donor support would have forced the hand of government to close the cut shortfall. Uganda Revenue Authority is expected to collect 8,486 billion shillings, while 1,040 billion will be mobilized by selling government securities and bonds. Project support from donors is expected at 2,226.7 billion shillings. This implies that external support in the new year will stand at 18.6%. Whereas no new taxes have been introduced, government has scrapped value-added tax and excise duty exemptions on hotel accommodation, water and wheat flour. On the other hand, excise duty on diesel and petrol has been increased by 50 shillings. This is expected to bring 72 billion shillings to the treasury. Excise duty on kerosene has also gone up by 200 shillings, with the move expected to raise 15 billion shillings in revenue. A 20% excise duty has also been slapped on all promotion activities. Government has also dug into the popular mobile money services. Beginning this financial year, all mobile money transactions will fetch 10% excise duty. Motorcycle registration fees have similarly gone up from 130,000 shillings to 200,000 shillings, while motor vehicle registration has seen a 200,000 shilling rise. Uganda Revenue Authority will work alongside Kampala Capital City Authority and local governments to collect the taxes.
The staffing model of district governments, and to enhance the district government's own sources of revenue to strengthen bottom-up accountability of district governments, and it will help alleviate fiscal pressure.
Emphasis this year has been put on improving road infrastructure, with 2,395 billion shillings allocated to roads, up from 1,650 billion shillings the last financial year. This is an increment of 744 billion shillings.
Government will also accelerate efforts to rehabilitate the other transport modes of Uganda, the railway, and to improve quality of water transport on the major water bodies, including Lake Victoria.
New measures are to be instituted to curb gambling schemes that are becoming rampant and popular.
I propose to impose excise duty at the rate of 20% on revenues from those activities that are similar to gambling, to extend the tax rate. This measure will generate about 8 billion and are contained, the details are contained in the Excise Tax Amendment Bill 2013.
Agriculture remains the largest national employer, with about 66% of the population earning a living from the sector. Government has allocated 394.4 billion shillings to the sector, while 9.4 billion will go to the fishing. 1,800 billion shillings will go to education, with emphasis on infrastructure and skills development. 5 billion to the students' loan scheme, while another 5 billion will cater for teachers' circles nationwide. Minister Maria Chwanka outlined key highlights of the 2012-2013 budget, including the reduction of inflation from 18% in June 2012 to 3.6% in May 2013, an addition of 315 megawatts of electricity with the commissioning of Bujagari and other smaller power dams, tarmacking over 800 kilometers of roads, the recruitment of over 6,200 health workers in lower health facilities, and the growth of agriculture by 1.4%, up from 0.8% the previous year. Economic growth stood at 5.1%, surpassing earlier projections, placing Uganda at a B+ rating by the International Rating Agency, reducing the cost of borrowing. Uganda's foreign exchange reserves stood at $3.3 billion. President Yoweri Museveni eyed the courts of law to punish the corrupt severely, as well as deny them bail.
Corruption on the part of some of the actors also delays many projects. It's true that corruption on the part of some of the actors also delays many projects and distorts decisions. It is true. Let us stop these and Uganda will roll.
He also hit at the donor community that cut aid towards the end of the financial year in reaction to the corruption scandals in the office of the Prime Minister, the Ministers of Public Service and Health.
It was a high-handed approach and could not be the correct way to fight corruption. Fighting corruption does not mean public relations and publicity-seeking action. It needs the thoroughgoing approach of the NRM.
The president rapped the Egyptian government over threats to Ethiopia over the use of the Nile waters to build a hydroelectricity dam on Blue Nile. Uganda is also planning a huge dam on the river at Karuma. President Museveni insists the threat to the Nile is the lack of electricity and industrialization in the tropics and not building dams. Other member states of the East African Community also raised their budgets for the next financial year. Moses Al Said Wega, Tiaba Baka Setumba, Moses Namayo, NBS Television.